Alright, the next topic I want to talk about here is on-the-fly customers, which on-the-fly customers can be very beneficial, or you can lose money if you're not careful. So this is a gray area and you're really going to have to use your own judgment here. Let's define on-the-fly customer. An on-the-fly customer is somebody who calls you the day of or the day after the storm and say, hey, can you plow my driveway? Hey, my plow guy didn't come. Can you plow my driveway? Or you'll be plowing one of your clients' houses and neighbor will come out. Can you do my driveway? It'll be real quick. I'll give you a couple bucks. You really got to use your judgment. In my experience, I never like to deal with on-the-fly customers, but every now and then I will deal with them. So for me, if I finish all my clients and I have nothing to do the rest of the day and somebody calls me and says, hey, can you do my driveway? Sometimes I'll say yes, depending how tired I am. Sometimes I'll say no. You take on a lot of risk with these clients because all your regular customers, you know the exact, or you should know the exact layout of their driveway, because before every season you should do a walkthrough, note any obstacles. But these on-the-fly customers, you can't see what's under that snow, and it could be very risky because there could be, a gas line, or there could be anything sticking up in the driveway or something that previous piles of snow are hiding, and you tap into that and say you rip out a gas line or something like that, and now you have a real emergency. It's going to cost you thousands of dollars, and it's going to be a huge problem. So this is a very gray area. But on the flip side, you can make a little bit of extra side money too. Now I'd like to share with you two stories in which on-the-fly customer has worked out for me and when it has not worked out for me. So when I was young and naive in this business and I didn't have a lot of clients at the time, I received a phone call from a gentleman. He gave me his address, his name, and things along those lines. So I went over, I looked at his property, and it looked like a pretty simple job. And I told him, all right, so I can do this, it's no problem, I'll send you a bill in the mail. Big mistake right there. Always get payment on the day you plow for these one-time customers. So I plow his driveway, and I didn't damage anything. I walked the driveway with my snow boots on. I asked him, is there anything I need to watch out for? Which, it's really not smart. Really, really risky, like I said. So, plow his driveway, everything went well. About a month later, I sent him a bill. Nothing. 2 months later, sent him another bill. Nothing. 3 months later, I sent him a final notice and a warning, and he never paid. I never made him sign a contract or anything, so I lost on that one. And I learned from that. So let me tell you when it has worked out. So here's a story from last winter. I was plowing this driveway, one of my clients, normal clients, which I highly recommend that you only keep, but the neighbor comes out. She's from the city. She hasn't really lived in the rural areas, or the suburban areas much, so she hasn't really dealt with snow. She called me, hey, my plow guy broke down. He says he cannot get out here. Remember that. And she asked if I could do her driveway. I said, I finish all my clients. Yeah, I think I could do you this one time. Is there anything I got to watch out for? And she says no, so of course I do my walk around the driveway. It was a lot of snow. It was maybe 10 inches of heavy wet snow. It was a downhill driveway, and she had her car parked down there, and she asked me specifically to help me plow around that so she could get her car out. It was a 2-wheel drive car. So I plow, I clear everything out, I do a great job. At the bottom of the driveway, it was icy. And, I was just kind of letting her do her own thing. I gave her, recommendations on, where to steer, how to pull out, because this lady had no idea what she was doing. So what I thought would be, maybe a 5-10 minute plow job turned into about 45 minutes of me being very patient with this lady. But it actually worked out in the end. So eventually, she gets her car out. I clear out where the car was. I tell her, hey, you should put some salt down. I didn't really offer it at that point because I didn't really want to stick around too much longer. But she's like, wow, thank you so much for your patience. It really means a lot to me. And I originally quoted her $60, but she ended up giving me an extra $20 for my troubles. So in that case, it worked out. Being patient with the customer ended up paying off. So let's recap why I chose to accept this one-time client. One, and most importantly, I finished all my regular clients, and now I was just looking for something else to do to maybe make a quick buck. I had been in that area many times, so I was fairly comfortable with the driveway. I kind of had a real good idea of the layout. subliminally, I didn't really remember anything sticking out or dangerous with that driveway. I walked it out, so I felt pretty comfortable accepting that driveway. It wasn't just some driveway in the woods where I'd never plowed before. I had a decent idea. Also, something that's very key here that I mentioned earlier is she had mentioned her plow guy had not come, and he called her and notified her that he would be unable to come. If she had told me that her plow guy had not shown up yet, I definitely would not have accepted that driveway. Because what happens if I'm plowing this driveway, another plow driver's territory, and then he pulls up behind me, then I'm going to have bad blood with another snowplow driver, which you don't want to do. You want to have a mutual respect for these guys because you never know when you're going to get stuck in the ditch and you're going to need somebody to pull you out. So it's important that you keep a mutual respect with other drivers out there, or try to the best you can. So that's the main reason why I accepted that. I definitely recommend taking every precaution, take your time, talk to these people about where hidden objects are, get your feet wet. I always wear waterproof boots and I walk the outline of the driveway so I know exactly where I'm plowing, ask them where any obstacles are, and be patient. Like, if I would have started plowing this driveway and told her, hey, sorry lady, I got other stuff to do, I wouldn't have been able to charge her while she was getting her car out. But me being patient and waiting for her to actually get her car out ended up working in my favor because I made an extra $20. And an extra $20 goes a long way. That could be a half a tank of gas, and that could be a good chunk of your expenses for a single storm. So on the fly customers, gray area, use your judgment, be smart about it, and make sure you get the money that day. Tell them I only want cash and it's going to cost you this much. Checks are kind of a gray area. Use your judgment again if you think the person's trustworthy or not. So that's my opinion on the fly customers. Be careful.